Hey Sagittarius, Sun, Rising, Venus, and North Node. Welcome to your September 2024 tarot reading. I hope and pray all is well with you. Let's go ahead and see what messages are coming out. Accolades could be very important. Your attractiveness or your engagement or public persona, I feel like, is getting you recognized during this time. Maybe you weren't being respected in Leo season like how you should have. You have the Knight of Cups. Okay. Strength, Leo. Someone wanting to come in and appreciate you for your kindness, although they're coming through as a Knight of Cups. You have the Chariot, though. You have a lot of forward movement and progression in your favor. You have a sense of direction that definitely competes with someone who maybe player-like. I'm also picking up here, you could have in your romantic sector a new opportunity that's coming in. I feel like if this is not a new person, this could be someone who's trying to be spontaneous, do something fast. It could be something involving a vehicle or a passion project. I feel like this person may come at you with some sort of directive towards that. But I'm also getting here that you will need to use your discernment very heavily with the Strength card, because I feel like you're very confident here. And if you energetically feed too much into this person's energy, ego, whatever they come at you with, it'll make them big-headed, because they'll try to like manipulate your energy just the way that they're coming through, and perhaps try to mess up your progression. You know, they can't stop what's meant for you, of course, but it feels like they'll attempt to with this Chariot. I am seeing that when you are in this energy, for some reason, there's going to be someone who might be stress tying themselves to you. I'm also picking up that you're coming into some sort of union that's very progressive and spontaneous as well. And so there could be someone who may want to enter in right before your true, partnership comes in. So just be careful of distractions during this time. Is what I want to encourage you of. A lot of progression when it comes to your studies, your behaviors there. Buckling down when it comes to your schoolwork, studying, or workload here. I'm picking up that when it comes to vehicular circumstances, there might be like a slight hiccup and then you're able to progress forward. I don't see it being anything that's going to bringing you any strife. For some of you guys, you could even be getting a new vehicle or qualifying for one as well. If you're having some sort of credit approval, with the Ace of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, there's huge rewards is coming in. I feel like Mercury is favoring you finally. And I'm also getting an energy here of other planets that are favoring you energetically. Appreciate this, especially if you do have some Leo placements in your chart. There will be like a surge of goodness. You'll also see a sense of direction. Good feedback. Giving feedback is also going to be very important as well. Thinking about concepts seems to be the trigger point here. Okay, so September 2nd is very important for you too. That's when the moon is really popping. It's good if you catch some bravery to communicate how you really feel. It's best for you, actually. It puts you in divine favor. It clears your skies too, because this air energy is necessary in ensuring that your pathway, while a bit choppy at times, is smooth sailing ahead. I don't know why my phone just made that sound. I don't know if you guys could hear it. That's why I'm saying it. I apologize. But I am getting this energy of like a sense of direction on a better pathway. There's a new coming energy. It's promised to you once you progress forward. have some sort of ambition, or even think about it. Think about what comes from this. Imagining it. Manifestation is very, very important. Following the second. You might feel an energy coming up into you all the way up until about the 18th here, if I'm being honest with you. Sagittarius, I feel like energetically Libra is very strong, where there's a dominance towards some sort of legality here, a decision-making situation, news. For some of you guys, if you have a legal situation and you're in the process of moving, don't forget to update your address. I'm also getting here, if you had or were dealing with someone who lied about the situation or the circumstance, I feel like you're going to have some powerful change. I feel like you're going to have a favorable outcome. Okay. I'm also getting here, if somebody's been swindling, being a player, when it comes to legal issues, kind of being manipulative of the sorts, childish, not necessarily the most serious knight, you know. I'm getting here that there will be some sort of reprimandment that comes through with justice. And Sagittarius, you'll need to know that this person, this energy that may be coming into you that's new, may even be, if not a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, a Libran energy. And they might seem playful initially because they're not fully familiar with everything that you've experienced. So Sagittarius, this is where you need to take accountability, you know, and have a fresh perspective and approach is what I would add here. Because we never want to manipulate the energy and claim that this person is just childish or that they don't have the ability to change or transform. For some reason, I am picking up a download that this person perhaps does, but they're not aware of all of the circumstances that you've been involved in. And so Source is suggesting that you have a bit of optimism in your perspective. The Hanged Man was coming through to kind of emphasize this energy and kind of give me a leeway on how it may affect your future when it comes to romantic endeavors as well. Okay, when this comes to money, the same thing can apply here, where there is some sort of karmic burden here, and then you have a new opportunity that might seem similar in some ways and have you energetically finicky, but it doesn't mean that you shouldn't progress or that you shouldn't take a risk, or even if something is shorter term, be optimistic about it. There might be surprising or amazing news or results that come in for you. Okay. Oh my goodness. Due to you experiencing some sort of burden that, like, you had to cooperate with someone. For some of you guys, this could be like a legal team or partnership. For others of you, this could even just be like support, collaboration. Some of you guys, there might be something where you may have to contact support, or maybe somebody's already been able to resolve an issue for you, but there was an obstacle, not because of you, but because of some sort of bigger update than yourself. So maybe you're just one of many people who were affected by this, but I feel like you're going to prevail through this challenge with ease. And I'm also getting here that anyone who struggled with commitment issues or desperation to kind of get back in your good graces, it feels like things are getting harder and tougher due to your progress and growth. So I want you to pat yourself on the back, congratulate yourself for your growth, recognize your growth, okay? Maybe even document it or annotate it with the Three of Pentacles. It does state that, or give some leeway, or is very suggestive in that. Maybe even appreciating yourself through some sort of artwork or creativity in what you use, okay? But this is very, very nice. I also want to emphasize, if you're the type of person, this is not going to resonate for every Sagittarius, but for those of you who may have commonly noticed within yourself that you have some sort of confidence to engage or express, you know, what you've been experiencing in some sort of way, it feels like transition this one. So like, let's say you're some sort of artist of some kind where you create music, use poetry and kind of journal this out and keep it private. You'll want to. And I also pick up that there's going to be some shift or change that's even better, okay, if I may add. Like, it's funny because it's the Ten of Wands, and most people get a little bit nervous about it, but I don't. It used to come out a lot for me about restarting, resetting, or having huge breakthroughs. And breakthroughs are quite good, especially when you may have a more difficult life or one that can be a bit tougher energetically, depending on what you do, right? But I'm picking up here that with this Ten of Wands, it's actually about the goodness. It's like you're at the very last end of something, and this could even be like with you working out. It's preparing you for that great, rejuvenating, refreshing feeling that you will experience afterwards. That's what you really can't wait to get to. Okay, it's like, yes, you're pushing yourself hard. However, you know that the payout from this is quite worth it following this. So beautiful energy, beautiful job in the way in which you're handling things. Don't be too hard on yourself, and also make sure that you are not overexerting yourself or your body. If on those days when you need to relax and recover, relax and recover. Do not harm your body or your mind, what have you, whatever this is talking about for you. Okay, be gentle with yourself because you're also healing in other areas. So your emotional balance here is quite heavy and high with the Eight of Cups. I'm feeling like this was a hard thing to either walk away from because somebody was making it tough for you to leave, some sort of contractual thing that you didn't want. It feels like something you didn't want. It brought more resentment out of you being stuck to it longer, which was someone else's goal or intention. And you're healing and moving away from that specifically. So this is a huge congratulations. Also some communication that's coming out to you. Bold, but in a small body. Okay, this could be a child for some of you guys, someone who has a powerful impact or influence, someone who's been practicing or working on something and it sounds amazing. For others of you, this could be energetically someone who is a caregiver, someone who is very suggestive in thought, someone who gives small tips that are great and impactful, someone who gives great cues into something in your life or something that you're learning or studying, if it's not yourself, Sagittarius, because some of you will be enacting this Page of Swords energy in a confident way. I feel like Source is using you in a positive way. Perhaps you're gaining a lot of insight, clarity about some research studies and things like that. A cousin could be very significant in this Page of Swords energy. Could be somebody's birthday coming up. Happy birthday. Okay. I don't know if maybe somebody's here for their other placements, but happy birthday. Five of Swords, conflict, but this is about you resolving some issue in which somebody wanted to be combative with you so that you can be overjoyed. They're jealous that you have some sort of beautiful opportunity that you are in with the Five of Swords and the Four of Wands, Sagittarius. Whether this is just your mindset, your home, you know, maybe you're taking care of your home, all right? For some of you guys, you're getting married or engaged, or you just got married or you hitched, or you have some sort of beautiful, blissful development that's happening for you. Be mindful of like many disturbances, whether it's energetically, people trying to affect you, your partnership, what have you. Outsiders is what I want to say. Some of you guys, your outsider is inside though. So, you know, you might... excuse my language if you heard that. The King of Cups. Who is this person? The Empress. What? Okay, so if you the Empress, grab the Empress energy now, because somebody's in the King of Cups to your Empress. So it's like, hold on, is somebody not emperoring? Emperoring. You don't have time for it. Now, let's be optimistic in this. For Sagittarius, is this person attempting to allow Sagittarius to perhaps be the Empress in the home space and they may Emperor outsider at work? Is that what this is? Yes. Okay. That's what this is about. Okay. And they have a traditional type of a style or etiquette or... okay. I don't want to categorize like in a 1950s kind of a way. This is more modern, okay? This is, but it's still giving extremely traditional. And this is definitely about the magic stick or, you know, vice versa. So, and this person's, yes, it's like there's a difference in perspective perhaps, or you have a conflict with this, Sagittarius. Like, you may not agree. Three of Wands. Are they ignoring this? The Moon. No. Do you feel like the other one is doing the Three of Wands thing? No. You got the Five of Wands. With the Five of Cups underneath at the bottom of the deck. Okay, you guys, I'm definitely getting here. 555 could be very significant. It feels like you're making some sort of change to end maybe a belief that you feel like is postmodern. With someone here who, they've gone overboard. I'm feeling like this heat up, explosive thing, it could even be about that conversation that you have. Maybe it's the female. I don't know. For some of you in your story. Maybe you're just embodying the Empress energy. So apologies there. But I'm getting that. Be mindful that you will need to be more discerning. It seems like around the 22nd, I would highly encourage you to implement some sort of red jasper and petitgrain. I was just actually reading up on some more astrological things that were going on with Adam Barrelet, as well as doing my own research. And red jasper is actually like perfect for that time for most everyone. And the implementation of the oil is said to help in further soothing along and getting to what's most important for you, while the crystal is said to let go of what doesn't serve you and become very suggestive of what you need and what you need to do right now and what you don't need to do right now, what you can put off. Because I feel like, yes, there are some things that you will need to kind of walk away from, but having some sort of moment of clarity to provide honesty to a circumstance that has been bothering you, I feel like you've been leading up to this point. So if it does get explosive, me telling you to kind of walk away from this is so unhealthy. Like, you do need to speak your truth. You know what I mean? And I feel like this conflict, if you do experience it, is necessary to bring a lot of peace. For others of you, this could simply be an energy that might be affecting someone around you. And you could just simply be saying, hey, you know, you're bringing that at home. Like, you know, you're carrying that energy, or, you know, you're feeding into that. Because I feel like the realization and the insight that Sagittarius may have towards this person going through this, it seems simple, but it's very eye-opening. Okay, it's very eye-opening. And I feel like somebody will quickly change their mannerisms based off of the information in which you provide. All right. Yeah. Ace of Cups. I like that better. That's confirmation for someone here. 1001 could be very significant as well. You could be in a reflective energy where you are in some ways mirroring some sort of dynamic that you will be involved in the near future. And I feel like it's a positive happening that it will feel very whimsical. It will almost lean slightly towards Seven of Cups, but it's because of how exhilarated you are energetically, Sagittarius. It's something you deserve, because to have the Five of Swords besides this, you just got out of this energy, okay? So with you having maybe a glitch of anger in your energy and then having some exciting developments, of course you're going to have that impact of exhilaration. I would highly encourage you, like I said, to use that red jasper to ground because of that. Because you will need to think on your toes about what you want to do and which direction you want to take. Also, you'll have a energy that's more appealing on the eyes, if you will. If this is not you, this is someone else. I feel like you will have this energy that you exude, and you know, pretty ain't easy energetically. I feel like you will also have a huge glow up Not to say that you weren't gorgeous before. It just feels like you're dealing with a lot of heavier energy, so you're not paying attention to it. But when you can, you recognize how attractive you are, or something about this development that's positive is going to be used towards your beauty in some way. And also your popularity, your social statuses. This is giving like your first and third house, 11th house type of an energy. Maybe your Lilith is going to be very important here. How you maneuver or use it is going to be very important, specifically in the Wands area. But what appeals to you is kind of what's going to come through that Lilith energy and manifest into your home space. Something that you've been wanting to get there. I feel like you've been arguing with the concept of not spending or perhaps saving, but you've been feeling energetically that there are tools or things in which you need. And I feel like you've been making it energetically harder on yourself, which is having your abundance energy, you know, at one point in time feeling halted or heavy. Now you're going to see a lot of progression at the end of the month, not only because of what you've been using, but I feel like you've been analyzing and recognizing what has been helpful and useful, what hasn't been, and even that mindset in some areas hasn't been useful or helpful, especially if you are very aware of your own circumstances. This could even be mindful of this too, because the Four of Pentacles is at the bottom of the deck. So this is also about perspective and recognizing where perhaps you were even being stubborn or non-negotiable with others who may have been giving you great insight or advice. As you see the dragon kind of seeming like they may be giving some truths to the woman who may not necessarily feel so, or not necessarily open to the opportunity of whatever it is. This can be where you've gotten messages, downloads, readings, or read yourself, or tuned into something and not necessarily fully understood where someone was coming from, but being closed off. And you being closed off in your approach, you wound up walking right into the trap that they were forewarning you of, perhaps assuming that this person was being too harsh or not honest or not connecting to your story because it hadn't manifested or happened yet. They saw something beforehand, like they forewarned you of. They made predictions, which means they have insight. They may have some sort of psychic gift or ability. And perhaps you were handling it as something that would instantly happen. Now, if you are learning about this concept and you're becoming more mindful, this could be me just reminding you, you know, to recognize that the energy may have this effect coming up, okay? But for those of you who are not aware of that, be very mindful. This could very much still be happening. So we don't want you to get what is it? It's almost like the Nine of Swords, like anxiety ridden about the circumstances or perhaps some shocking events or developments that occur, especially when it comes to moves, transformation, financial splurges of like abundance that are overwhelming, or a wonderful new love, or just a perfect opportunity that kind of quickly takes off and transforms, or like your last big encounter before you have no real conflicts or BS, you know, for a very long time. It just feels like you're there. And so with all of this excitement, I definitely want to tell you congratulations, but make sure that you stay grounded so that this can remain in your life. Okay, because I feel with 1211 is the number that's coming through. There are a lot of people who wanted to see you win, and you know who those people are. And then you have a lot of entertaining people who want to interject and make it seem like they really care. That's your next thing. This is why discernment is absolutely quite essential for this positive blessing to really feel holy matrimony all together. Because with Justice and the Four of Wands in the same reading, this is not only definitely about love, and the Ace of Cups and the Eight of Wands. This is like that process of unionship, marriage, holy matrimony. Somebody could be arguing about pregnancy or when to expect, or worried about it, or petty exes or fathers, family, arguing, or men arguing. What the hell? The denial. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. These colors are very significant to a lot of you guys, Sagittarius. I don't know why I'm getting different things. Maybe you are into patterns or prints, or you've been liking these colors, or liking more of a bohemian hippie pattern, textured type of a vibration. It's been keeping you calm, I feel, or helping you to heal or clear something that was happening. I'm also getting here for some of you guys, you may have been doing something unbeknownst to you in regards to fertility. Okay, whether you wanted to or not, I feel like this is improvement, and it's also healing something that you were restrictive of at one point in time. Okay, so with you having this newfound clarity, you gathering up the pieces for yourself is definitely giving an energy of resistance, and you making this new change or challenging yourself, because it challenges some sort of scenario that someone had built up about a circumstance. And it gives the energy of someone who is greedy, selfish, materialistic, or someone here who allows things to get the best of them. They get easily triggered or set off by things, and they want to kind of come towards you, but it feels like you're protecting your energy, and it feels like you're fear and acceptance. Like, that's literally what we're talking about. Accepting a lot of fear-based things that happened, and recognizing that you're healing and recovering, you know, that you don't view things the same way. I feel like somebody just, they didn't do the work. I realized that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love completely. Whatever it is that you do every day after you experience some sort of harshness or tension or abuse or some sort of commitment that was just negative or toxic, and you keep gaining the strength to move forward, of course, you're going to feel a bit tested, okay, here and there, but it's like you're still going through this journey, you're still evolving. I am learning to accept the things that I cannot change, and it could even be people. It could be how people view the idea, the aspect of love. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. So let's go ahead and read into these cards and see exactly what this is hitting on. Denial, excuse me. Is first. It says, it's time to open up and be completely honest with yourself at this present moment. Buried fears and resentments do not die. They merely fester and cause disease. Only by bringing them to the surface and examining them in the light of day will love and compassion will you banish them from your life. It may bring you pain and heartache to reflect upon these situations again, but you are only giving them power by suppressing them. The dangerous seeds of denial will grow and spread and manifest unless you uproot them, examine them, and release them. This is the only way to become whole and healthy. Learn not to bury painful emotions in the first place. Deal with them as they come, and take all the time you need to neutralize them without hiding them. Your soul wants to live honestly and authentically in the now. Don't hinder it by placing emotional landmines on this path. So very nice energetically. I feel like this is about you recognizing, hey, you're going to blossom either way. Let's not allow the frustrations of things to hold us back. Okay. And let's not live in the energy of believing that we'll fail. You have fear next. The outcome of all choices in life is determined by two emotions, fear and love. Your soul is made of the energy of love, and fear is an earthly manifestation of a challenge. To embrace and wallow in fear is to go against your very being. Fear, in its many guises, is the obstacle that your soul uses to test its tenacity to stay on track. For a soul, human life can be very difficult, but acknowledging that your soul's true nature is love will always help you on your path. When fear rears its ugly head, it is really an opportunity for you to stare it in the eye and turn that doubt into trust. View it as a teacher. What lesson are you learning from these fearful emotions? The more you use the energy of love to diffuse fearful situations, the less often they will present themselves. So The less you think about a lot of these circumstances happening, the less it will happen. So if you do have someone who is directly in your 3D attempting to trigger you, this is why. This is their reasoning for doing it. They may or may not know that they're doing this necessarily. However, there is some sort of energy of them wanting to be felt. Okay, and that could simply be all that it is, but that means that this person wants you to feel some type of way because they do. And if they're not healed and they see that you're healed, I would say F them, because that would be energy theft. Simply put, you know, we're not going to get all into it because we got to read acceptance. It says, right now your soul is learning acceptance. This may force you to feel out of control in a situation or with another person in life. Just realize that the universe is giving you this incredible opportunity to release control. Perhaps doing so will help you realize that there's a rhythm, a rhyme or reason to everything in life. Rather than thinking that these are accidents that are occurring, refer to these conditions as moments of divine design. Maybe it is a person or a situation that you do not agree with right now. For the moment, instead of having a knee-jerk reaction based on an emotional response, stop, step back, observe, and make an attempt to understand both sides of the situation, which is an incredible gift for you to practice tolerance, grace, and patience. Realize that although you have come to accept a situation or a condition, it doesn't necessarily mean that you are condoning a behavior or that you support it. You see it for what it is and recognize that there is something rich to learn from it. Very nice. I feel like you absolutely deserve this. You need to remind yourself of this, of the trigger, of where it's stemming from, where it's coming from, so that you do not react in a defiant way that would make you seem like you're the one delusional about a circumstance you know about. See, I told you all this energy wants is to make you crazy, honey. And it's just not going to happen. I feel like you're going to be able to maneuver away from whatever the obstacle is and choose the right direction for your pathway. But let's go ahead and take a look to see what good messages you have coming in for your abundance, as well as some insightful things that you will need to be mindful of. This is for the sign of Sagittarius, Sun, rising, Venus, and North Node. Please and thank you. I've been trying to remind myself in the readings after I messed up in Tauruses again. But this is Sagittarius. Nice, the Three of Pentacles energy that I was picking up on. Okay, is there anything else? One more, pass through. If nothing comes out, then cool. All right, you have collaborative. Working with someone who has the same goal as you will increase your power and reach. Someone wants to do business with you. Very nice energy. I feel like this is very progressive. I feel like I'm talking to a specific Sagittarius or Sagittarius group who is actively maybe working with people who they might feel energetically are not necessarily as talented in some way as them. This is someone that I feel like you can teach. You know, this might be somebody who's younger than you, and perhaps you have a lot of insight that you can provide. Whereas this person, they may have a younger audience that they can attract you towards, or, you know, re-engage with, okay? It's something like that, okay? Where for some reason, Sagittarius seems to have more wisdom or insight. Yeah, you have guidance as your next card. It fell over. I'm just now seeing it. Guidance. Your angels and spirit guides have your back. They are doing the work in the background to make way for your opportunities to come. Stay optimistic. I'm also picking up that a lot of people view you like this, especially if you, oh, excuse me. Sorry. Somebody may want to see you as well. I'm getting one of those downloads that I talk about often with my nose itching. So this is relevant, all right? There may be somebody who really does want to see you. They're related to energy healing. I feel like either they want to have some sort of energy healing work from you, or your energy definitely heals them. One of you guys could be a healer for sure. Sorry, this will be a very strong and engaging connection. Sorry. But back to what I was initially saying, Sagittarius. You may be coming off as this guy to others when it comes to some sort of industry or something that you know how to do. Okay. I'm also getting here, this could simply be you being a leader of some kind with people who lead in other directions. Okay. It's funny because these people may want to help you be led to the right direction. Like, they don't want you misled at all. And then you have your guides helping you. You have the Most High helping you. Of course, this is why you have an energy of younger people wanting to collaborate. You may worry sometimes of something just being trendy to them, but I feel like you need to step away from that energy, because it comes from something that's happened in the past, right? And you're wanting to move forward with optimism, with a new, fresh perspective about it. You'll know who's who and who's what because you are energetically already discerning. All right, but to analyze too much, I feel like you've already learned your lesson from that. So this is about you implementing that you have learned the lesson and showing it there as far as your higher purpose and why this is coming in, this blessing, right? So it's very, very nice. It's like the gift that keeps on giving for you guys. Okay. Your final messages and what you need to know. Sagittarius. It's gonna be a good one, I can tell. Yo, I am enduring. Like, what? Come on now. With the different patterns too. There's something in your life that you're weaving. This pattern, this yellow and white pattern, could be very significant. Some of you guys may have like a rug or some sort of like ottoman or chair, something with this type of weaving pattern design or something like that. And I'm also picking up here that there's something about you implementing a bit of spirit in what you do. I'm also picking up when it comes to food and an enrichment and what you're using or having is very important. Some of you guys, you could be doing things to make yourself more attractive. And so if you're wearing colors, weird, wow. If you're wearing colors that are like food related and you have a partner or a person around you that's very hungry, oh my God, they have been equating you to like, because you might be Islam, I ain't trying to say a piece of rib, but that's what it was showing me. Like falling off the bone, okay? That's how we'll simplify it. All right? So even if you are living your life like it's golden, minding your business, you're attracting an energy that is so engaging that is almost trying to dole out all of the work that brings you excitement and has actually been bringing you youthfulness. Also, when you are in this energy, you may feel like you're a target for success, natural talent, and things like that in stardom, but also someone who could be, people might think that they can take advantage of you, but they're foolish. You know what I'm saying? You're enduring, duh. It's given that energy of like, you know a whole bunch. You know a whole bunch, and I feel like you're very self-aware around the time frames in which people come, the influences in which they're under. So not much gets past you. You have someone who's truly meant for you who is a bit fearful that they may get this side of you too. But what they don't know is you're thoughtful. You know, you're very thoughtful in your approach. Your concept and your mechanisms and the ways in which you do things is very wise, but you typically nearly never give the benefit of the doubt where you don't need to. And that's tough for this person, okay? But I feel like it needs to be, especially if it's even related to work too and investments. Doesn't mean that you have to give a lot of disdain, but it does mean that if something isn't satisfactory and you've also experienced someone who wanted you on your hands and knees, like you were motherfucking Felici's teacher and guide, into her ballet work. If you ever seen that movie, that cartoon ballerina movie, is given a shit show nightmare in which people may have wanted you to settle for a long time, and it's just not happening. Now you're being painted like freaking Mona Lisa. You feel me? And it doesn't mean that you dump the flower base over for somebody to clean up, you know, just because you're elegant. It feels like somebody may be of a higher status than you, and they feel like energetically they have to come towards you a certain way because something about you is commoner-ish. So, you know, you putting somebody in their place when they do this, they're so offended they already have a ring. Is kind of the energy that this is giving, Sagittarius. So those are your messages. I hope that you enjoy. Praying for your crazily new exciting love life or opportunity that's coming in. Congratulations, and praying for you again. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thumbs up the video if it resonated for you. Comment down below. Subscribe to the channel. I would love to read for your energy. Perhaps share with someone that you believe may resonate with it as well. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.